Okay, so my name is Clement Yem, as you all know. On Twitter, I am littlemonster_c, and I have 549 followers, and you should be one of them. So this is my Draw My Life video, um, because I am now a YouTuber. Not really. I was born in British Columbia, in Vancouver, in Canada. That's a map of British Columbia. And on November 23rd, 1993, which was 1 year after Miley Cyrus was born, so she's exactly 1 year older than me. That's my mom and my dad, and they were still together when my mom gave birth to me, and they're both from Hong Kong. That's what the HK is. My dad's he was a contractor, carpenter, handyman. That's how he made a living. And my mom did facials, and she was an esthetician. That's what it's called. And 2.5 years passed by, which I don't remember, and then my brother was born, and that's my mom in labor. And then, yeah, I remember that day as I don't really. The only thing I remember was rushing to the hospital with my aunt to in the waiting room, waiting for my mom to give birth while my dad was inside with her. And my brother was a pretty. He was quite an angry baby and very ugly, and not really happy. And that's me, the happy big brother, and that's basically the picture of what our relationship looked like. Some of our childhood memories were calling the light every night before going to sleep. We would say goodnight to the light in my mom's master bedroom and my dad's master bedroom called Hapachi. But now we call it Kapugi for some reason. When I was about 4 years old, I really loved to go down slides and roller coaster things. So we had a mini little roller coaster in our backyard, and my grandpa used to call me Asa because I really liked, that rush of going down a slide. A few months later, actually, my grandpa actually died, and we went back to Hong Kong, and that was one of my first times in Hong Kong. And I was really little, and I remember burning money into the flames at my grandpa's funeral so he would be rich in heaven. I think that's what it was for. From there, we also went to Thailand, and I rode an elephant and got a massive mosquito bite on my leg. We also went to Hawaii, and my only memory in Hawaii was that my dad had me on his shoulders. That's me on my dad's shoulders. And I threw fish food down to his feet, and all the fish came, and they started biting his leg, and then he had to keep me above water, and I thought it was really funny at the time. Yeah, so about 2 years later, my mom and my dad divorced for the second time, actually. They got remarried before I was born. Um, Sometimes it got so bad that my mom called the police, and then they had to come to break up their fight. Not the best memories for a child. Um, so they went to court a lot, even now they do. Um, they waste a lot of money there, and they hate each other. And the judge decided that during the days of the week, between Saturday 8 p.m. and Sunday 8 p.m., we would sleep over at my dad's place and have dinner with him on Thursday nights between 5 and 8 p.m. And the rest of the time we spent with my mom. So the times we spent with our parents were really different. With her dad, he tried to take us on as many vacations as possible. And we went RVing, which is really fun. We went to Victoria and around BC. And we also went to Legoland. Those are Lego blocks. And SeaWorld in California. Yeah, he spoiled us a lot and he always bought us anything we wanted. But with my mom, which we spent the majority of the time with, she took us to, well, she made us go to piano lessons and swimming lessons, and that's quite a normal thing being in Vancouver with having an Asian mom. You have a billion lessons to go to, like tutoring and piano lessons and swimming lessons and Mandarin lessons after school. So, you know, I even in elementary school we don't really have the time to be a kid because we would be going to lessons every day after school, even on weekends. And that happened for 13 years, all the way until grade 12. a lot of lessons. And in grade 4, I met my best friend named Tom. That's him with his combed over hair that he always had. And yeah, we had a lot of fun together. We used to go to his house for sleepovers, and we scared our little brothers who also were there. Yeah. And then what happened? In the summer of grade 6 and grade 7, I finally told Tracy, who I share this YouTube channel with, that I liked her, and she did the same. But we were both really young, and I don't think anything super significant really happened. But yeah. During the Christmases of elementary school and even high school, we would rent lodges at Whistler, and we'd go with our family and their family, and we'd go snowboarding, skiing, and basically had a lot of fun. Those were good times. And in the summers, we would go on vacations with them. Like one time we went to Vegas with Tracy's family, and those are big hotels. And we organized the plane seats, so me and Tracy would always be sitting next to each other. Just really cute. Um, yeah, so during elementary school graduation, our class was super close and no enemies whatsoever. And saying goodbye to them was a bit, it was it was all right, I guess. And 7 of the boys went to VC, Vancouver College, to go to high school, which meant no more girls, like in elementary school. Drink water. So at Vancouver College, especially in an all-boys school, I actually was able to make a few close friends in grade 8. And yeah, what am I writing? Yeah, during the summers of high school, I would be forced to go to basketball camps and biking camps and do a lot of, I don't know, extracurricular sporting things. But even though I'm not really sporty, so I didn't enjoy those too much. And even so, during most of high school, from grade 8 to grade 12, I was never really able to connect with all the other guys because they would be interested in basketball and Xbox and computer games. So I felt a little bit isolated with my Lady Gaga and fashion and anything reality show on the E network. And that was my life in high school. And yeah, so I felt really isolated from all the boys stuff that everyone else was doing. And even though I had a few close friends, we never really had, we weren't really the same. And finally, in the summer between grade 11 and grade 12, I went to St. George summer camps, and I did an SNL summer camp where we did a lot of Saturday Night Live sketches, and it was really fun making people laugh and being a goofball in front of like 40 people. And one of the moms told me that I was really good and I was better than her son, and that completely boosted my self-confidence. Um, Doing stand-up it's really hard at first, but then you learn to love yourself and because you were able to step out of your comfort zone. And so in grade 12, everyone was thinking, what am I going to do with my life? What kind of university should we go to? And of course, it's no surprise that my mom wanted me to be a doctor, even though I knew that I wasn't going to be. But I applied to UBC Science anyways, and I got in, and they accepted me in February-ish, or January. So by then, I felt like my future was set. And what am I writing? And I almost forgot. In grade 10, I went on a Europe trip with 40 people from my school, so basically 40 guys, and we all went on a big plane and went to Britain. And yeah, we stayed in, it was a 2-week trip, and then we learned so much stuff, especially stuff related to the world wars, and travel around England, and then Belgium, and then France. And on the very last night in Paris, one of the friends my brother and I made in Japan, we made a friend who was from Paris originally, and he brought his girlfriend to our hotel room, and we snuck them in, and then the teachers came to check our rooms, and we hid them, and they didn't get found. That was really fun. So, summer between grade 11 and first year, the highlight of that summer would probably be going to New York City. That is the Statue of Liberty. I planned the whole trip with my mom and my brother, but I had to do all the planning, and it was worth it, I guess. We went to the Night at the Museum, and I forgot what it's called, but we saw the giant T-Rex there. Yeah, and I got really good at getting taxis, which I was oddly very, very proud of. So first year, I have to say that living on during first year, you meet a lot of people, but none of them are really your good friends because I didn't live on res, so it was a lot harder to meet people, and I had really no life at all in first year. Um, and in April 20, that's supposed to be 2012, I met the person I'm dating now, who I will refer to as B. So yeah, so B approached me, and then 2 weeks later, we were an item. Yeah, that's me, and that's B. So in July 2012, after we did summer school together, we went to Mexico to meet B's parents and B's friends, and just see where you know what Mexico's like, and B's hometown. And since I did not study Spanish, I studied French in high school, I had no idea how to speak Spanish, so I was left with hola. Yeah, this is me stalling because I don't know what else to say. Anyways, so second year, um, being in a relationship, I got to meet a lot more people, and joining a club, I got to meet even more people, and actually made a lot of really close friends after second year. So this was way better than first year. And I even met Ryan. You, Ryan. And right now it's the summer between second year and third year, so B is back in Mexico, and I don't get to see, you know, B for 2.5 months and 1.5 months to go. But I am alright because I have the Tracy and Clement show. And Tracy and I, ever since we started this over a year ago, we've had a lot of fun, mostly me. And ever since the Find the Phone video, I've learned I've basically self-taught myself how to make all these videos, and that is the end.